What's up, gang? Attendance tonight was 17,587. It was a full sellout. The gate was $2 million. What we did tonight's a tough night. We did 2 fights in the night, and I don't think I have to say what they are. Obviously, Cowboy and Yancey, and that one's wrong. Whoever wrote this down was wrong. The other one is obviously Gaethje and Alvarez. So they all won $50,000. Congrats to them. Anybody have a question?
Dana, Max Holloway once again, third round TKO is almost identical to the first fight. I mean, what can you say about this guy? 12 wins in a row, and now he's the only guy to ever beat Aldo twice. I mean, it's pretty incredible.
Incredible. The way he fought tonight, the way he walked him down, tried to break him mentally and physically was incredible. I mean, he looked like a stud tonight and was willing to put himself in harm's way. He got hit with some big shots that he didn't need to get hit with either, just to prove that he could walk through them. It was badass.
It would seem that Frankie would be the logical fight for Holloway next, considering he was injured and things like that. But I'm curious your thoughts on eventually, down the road, the possibility of Max getting that rematch with Conor, considering 12 wins in a row, what he's done since then. He's a champion, Conor's a champion. Is that something you would entertain down the road?
Again, like I said last week to everybody who was in my office, I don't, who knows if Conor's even going to fight again. So I'm rolling like he's not. So, yeah, if Conor comes back and defends the title, and, anything is possible.
And obviously, Francis Ngannou, incredible win tonight. Obviously, he's getting the title shot. I think we all know that. But just to confirm, he is getting the title shot?
He is. He looked incredible tonight. Wow. Yeah, that's as impressive a heavyweight knockout as you will ever see.
And my question is, I know there was some contract negotiations going on with Stipe. Where are you at right now with him, and how soon would you want to put that fight together? Because Stipe's been out, since May, and obviously Francis had a first-round knockout. I mean, how soon would you like to do that?
And Ngannou's been out for a while, too. So, yeah, as soon as possible.
How are the contracts?
Good. We're in a good place, yeah.
UFC is obviously a global company, but you've never really had sort of an African star. I mean, can Francis be sort of a key to you guys, if not throwing shows, at least sort of expanding your operations?
Yeah, I mean, the guy, first of all, when you look at him, he looks like the heavyweight champion of the world. I mean, he looks like the heavyweight champion of something. The guy's a monster. And then, he continues to get better. He's my roommate right now over at the PI. He lives in our office building. So it couldn't have happened at a better time for us to open this thing. I think the Performance Institute has been incredible for him. And, yeah, wow. I mean, I always believed in this guy since I met him. I thought that he was going to be the man, but, boy, he looked like the man tonight.
He's obviously someone those of us who have been covering him are pretty excited about. I mean, his story is incredible. Are you guys getting sort of interest from the wider sports world right now?
Yeah, he's I think he's been out for a while, no fault of his own. We had a fight set up, then it fell, we've had some trouble getting him a fight. But once we keep this guy active and you see him doing that to all the big stars that yeah, I think this guy's going to be a rock star globally.
Stipe hasn't traditionally gotten the biggest numbers as far as we know. I mean, is it possible to do that fight, International Fight Week?
What's the question again?
Stipe and Francis. I mean, is that possible that it's a big enough fight that you could headline International Fight Week or something?
I want it before International Fight Week. International Fight Week's in July. Yeah, I want to see that before July.
Hey, Dana, right here. Eddie Alvarez got a great win tonight over Justin Gaethje, handing him his first loss. Did he do enough to sort of get back in that title picture, or would you like to see him fight another contender?
He won this fight tonight. I think he's going to be out for a minute. You know what I mean? What you saw tonight is incredible. The shots that Gaethje took to the body and head, the leg kicks, and it looked like, I don't even know yet. I don't know what's going on. But it looked to me like his jaw was broken, the way that his face was swelling up. Eddie Alvarez's absolute dogfight war between two absolute studs. So impressive. I don't expect either one of them to be back anytime soon.
Henry Cejudo got a big win tonight over Sergio Pettis. Some fans weren't happy with the way the fight sort of unfolded. What were your thoughts on the fight? Did you think Henry did a great job in that?
Well, listen, with tonight's fights, you don't want to be those two guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're going in there. They're fighting hard. They're trying to win. You know, and then you got guys knocking guys' heads right off their shoulders. You know, toe-to-toe, knockdown, drag-them-out wars. And, you know, it was a tough fight to be in the middle of an amazing card.
What's next for Jose Aldo at this point? Would you like to see him fight at lightweight? Because I think, obviously, you know, he's not going to get a title shot anytime soon at featherweight.
Jose Aldo is one of the longtime reigning world champions in the sport. He is an absolute legend. The guy has nothing left to prove. I think it's one of those things he has to go down and sit down, talk to his family, and decide what he wants to do next. He's got plenty of money. You know, I don't know.
Last question for you. I know you've announced sort of the first quarter schedule for next year. No Canadian dates, so we're going to get any of those soon.
Yes, we will have some Canadian dates.
Any thoughts coming back to Montreal? It's been a while, and George is back. It seems like good timing.
Yep, I like it.
Is there any medical update on Cowboy and Yancey?
Yeah, they've been transported. That's all I know. They've been transported to the hospital. Cowboy's been transported. Yancey, obviously, Gaethje and Alvarez. You know, the four guys involved in the fight of the night. And then Jose Aldo was just transported.
And then you said you wanted Francis and Stipe as soon as possible. Is it possible to stick that on the Boston card, considering Francis had such a quick fight? Like heavyweight, light heavyweight on the same card?
I'd love it.
And then one final one. Tisha Torres, she won. She could have the rubber match against Rose. I guess it depends on if you want to give her JJ. Is there any plans for her moving forward after this win?
I don't know. I don't make fights the night of the fight.
Dana, right here. Looking at Francis, does he remind you of a Tyson? Just the fact that you have that one-punch knockout power and just that personality seems really gratifying and pleasing to the fans and to us.
He's a big, scary monster, man. Yeah, he's a scary dude. And I don't know if you guys saw the social media piece that we put out on him, but we have that thing at the Performance Institute that gauges strength and how hard you hit, and he broke the record. He broke the world record that the company has had. I don't know who hitting that thing, but whoever was the world record, he beat it. So that's scary. That's some Ivan Drago shit.
And off topic for this card, we saw CM Punk in the corner of Paul Felder, and we saw him walking past us after the fight. Did you have that conversation with him yet, or?
No, he just came out to support his team, and you know, I think he wants to fight again. He told me that, but we haven't talked about anything.
Dana, the last time, or the previous 3 times you gave out 2 fight of the night bonuses, you also gave out performance bonuses as well. Are you planning on taking care of Francis as well for that knockout?
Oh, trust me. Francis lives at the Performance Institute. I don't need him knocking on my fucking door looking for his bonus. We'll get him situated.
And then on the prelims, we saw kind of an early stoppage by Herb Dean. I think a lot of people were questioning. What did you think of that fight? And just
Oh, yeah. So that fight has already been rebooked.
Do you know when?
Yeah, for the end of the year card.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. That's official?
Official.
Okay, perfect. And I know you said yesterday, I know you don't want to do matchmaking the night of the fights, but since it's been 1 day since the card yesterday, any idea what you're looking to do with Nico Montaigne now that she's won that title?
No.
And then you dropped
Flew here, got here at 6 in the morning, slept a couple hours, and we haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, and you mentioned the uncertainty around George with his illness, and then you said you're operating like Conor's not going to come back. What do you do with those weight classes right now, lightweight and middleweight? Of course, they both have interim champions. So how do you move forward with the uncertainty around both those 2 champions right now?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It happens. We good,
Yeah.
buddy.
Sometimes we have we get excited the night of a fight because we just saw something crazy, and Ngannou was pretty crazy tonight. But I'm looking at that fight between he and Stipe as, and no disrespect to any of the heavyweight fights, championship fights that we've seen over the last few years, but that one just kind of feels like maybe it's a little bit different, just because you maybe have 2 guys who are a little younger. Just the way that they've been finishing fights. I mean, I think they both finished 4. They're on a streak of 4 first-round finishes. Does it feel like that is an opportunity to really showcase the heavyweight division and maybe
Absolutely.
it hasn't?
I couldn't agree with you more. You're 100% dead on. And, Francis and if you look at the matchup, too, when you break that fight down, Stipe Like, oh God, Stipe's a smaller heavyweight, but Stipe is fast. He's agile. He's a great athlete. Francis Ngannou is bigger. He's not as fast as Stipe, but he hits really hard. So it's actually stylistically a very, very good matchup and a fun fight. Obviously what he just did to Alistair tonight. Stipe did the same thing to him in the first round. Stipe finished him in the first round viciously. The answer is yes, and I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I mean, does it potentially give you something that you maybe haven't had since maybe even Brock left the division, or is that going too far, do you think?
Say that again?
Does it give you maybe something like from a promotional or marketable standpoint that you maybe haven't even had since Brock was not champion, or is that going too far, you think?
No, yeah, I agree. No, Francis Ngannou is special, man. He really is. And Stipe has proven himself to be an absolute stud. Doesn't matter how big the guys are. And he has cardio for days. He's very fast, and he has incredible knockout power.
And then we obviously saw a flyweight fight that was pretty important. Have you talked to Demetrius about his interest in defending a title against TJ, or is it going to be a flyweight contender? Like
no, that fight's going to
Cejudo?
happen. Yeah, that fight will happen.
100%. That's the next one for him.
Yeah, that fight's going to happen.